Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I am back at you again with another video. Let's get right into it. You are more gifted and tapped in than you could ever begin to imagine. You know things you didn't even know you knew. Let's get into it. There are things that you knew and there are things that you know that you didn't even know you knew. And when I reference that statement, when I make that statement, I say it because of this. As you learn more and start to educate yourself more on certain things that you have desires to find out and figure out and gain more understanding on, you'll realize that what you thought were just things that you were able to put together, things that you were just able to pick up. Okay, I'm going to call it this. I'm going to say it's that. You are more on point than you thought. And that's what I'm finding out. I would see people put "you're on point" in the comments, and I see people say, yo, what you're saying is the truth and things like that. But I just understood it as far as what I knew. When you start to dig deep and you start to dive a little deeper and you start to find out and figure out that people are like people who have spent years on these kinds of things over decades, people who have been harassed and people who have been being gang stalked and people who have been dealing with these kinds of things for a longer time than you. And you're just, I know there's the internet and things like that, but I'm talking about just you yourself, just picking up on things, being able to put things together, just you using your mind and your own thoughts to just make sense, using common sense of of just sound logic and what seems right and what you could put together from your own life experience. You alone, right? You know a lot more than you ever thought you knew. I just want to let y'all know that, yo, we know a lot more than we ever thought. We are really tapped in. We are extremely tapped in. And people can say about us whatever they want because we know, all right, yo, we know. We know what we are experiencing. And certain people, they're just not spiritual. And the thing is, the ones that don't see it, they're asleep. Someone who's asleep is not going to be able to know. All right, they're not going to be awake. The person is asleep. The person is asleep. All right, they're not awake. This person is not on the same level as you. And you can't, and I know you guys haven't, but for the ones out there that may still do or have, you can't let everybody judge you based off of what you tell them. All right, they may judge you. You cannot take everybody's. They may judge you wherever, but you can't take everybody's judgments. You can't take everybody's judgment as sound judgment. All right, there. Oh shit, that's one of them boar bees. Time to fight. They're gonna take a chunk out of me, homie. Anyway, sometimes there's things out in nature you gotta combat back. But who knows what that just was? Who knows what that just was, y'all? The enemy will come. Man, we already know what that was. The enemy will come at you and try to attack you through birds, through insects. These things can inhabit whatever they want. All right, and it could be, it could be somebody out there, monitoring me through. These people can monitor you through a wall in your home. If they can monitor you through, if evil wants to monitor you through a wall in your home, evil can monitor you through a wall in your home. They can monitor you through your sweat socks. You just got done working out, you taking off your sweat socks, you being monitored through your sweat socks. You don't know what they're choosing to monitor you from. And I thought I had some bumblebees around here, But yo, one that board bee, that's not something you can let slide. All right, them board bees come out, you got to handle that. All right, you got to handle that. And I was about to swat that, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. But when it comes to Druuill, you're not gonna do it to me. I was gonna knock. I thought I was gonna have to knock that thing down and let it know that who's God out here. Okay, man, these things they will inhabit whatever they want. They will watch you through whatever they want. All right, they'll monitor you through whatever they want. All right, these types of forces will monitor you through whatever it is they want. They'll use a bee. They'll use a bird. All right, bird swooping down real close to you. It's like, yo, why is this bird trying to attack me? Why is this thing trying to attack me? It might be a nest nearby, but I don't see any. But anyway, all right, back to this discussion, and who knows what forces at hand may have been trying to interrupt or distract this video from being made. Who knows? All right, but you're more gifted and tapped in than you could ever begin to imagine. All right, you know things you didn't even know you knew. Just by putting things together. Okay, I'm gonna call this that. I'm gonna call this whatever this is. All right, it seems like I know they're possessed, but it's like when you do research and when you study things, and when it's not like you knew what the certain terms were, but it's like you're pulling things from God knows where, just infinite intelligence. All right, you're pulling things from, you're getting downloads from God and stuff like that. And it's not that it's not that you don't believe or you doubt God. It's just that it's like, yo, how is it so that the things that you were aware of and the things that you knew were just so spot on and so on point? Because I know I'm not the only one. Like you guys are on point and spot on too. That's why you're able to grasp this type of information and even put it in the comments that I'm on point or that I know what I'm talking about. It's because y'all know what I'm talking about too. Y'all know this stuff just as well as I do. But you know way more than you thought. All right, the things that when you start to think certain things and you call certain things out and you use your mind to put certain things together, do not doubt yourself. All right, people will cast judgment on you and make you doubt certain things that you experience, that you know to be true and that you know to be real. It's like, yo, this happened, this is happening, I experienced that. And it's like you're able to put it together and you're able to piece it together and figure out what things are. It's like, yo, I'm gonna label this as that. And when you are labeling certain things, yo, you're more right than you thought. When you're putting things together, you're more right than you thought. All right. People may call this conspiracy theory. They may say it's some kind of cloud talk or out there conversation. Man, this is more like this kind of information is more needed than you ever could imagine, especially in this particular time with CERN and HAARP and all these things. Like, yo, these people are getting ready for something. Are they're amping it up for something, and that they're working with all this technology. They're working with all these things. They're making all these advancements for what? Working on CERN for what? And they think that, like, some people believe that CERN is the gateway to hell. Like that. Who knows what they're trying to let through? And it's you're out of your mind if you don't see that that's a portal. Before I even knew what I knew now, when CERN's been around for a long time. All right, people have been talking about CERN since like 2010 and probably even before then. Man, when CERN was first being talked about, when I seen that, I said, oh, off back, I said, yo, that's a portal for something. And I just knew in my spirit and in my mind, I'm like, yo, that's a portal for wickedness. Like, you're already tapped in. And that's the thing. You are more tapped in than you know. You know things you didn't even know you knew. When you see things as someone that's tapped in, it ain't no more researching, ain't no more looking. It's more researching to do and it's more learning to do. But as far as the ideas and the things that come to you, that's it. I'm just here to tell you right now, that's it. All right, when you look at something and your idea of it or your perception of it or the explanation that comes to you, As somebody that's tapped in, you ain't got to worry about it. That's what it is. It's that. Because what you'll find out is through research and through looking things up that people are going to say the same exact thing. If not, it's going to be so close it's going to make hairs stand up on the back of your neck. Just like when some of you guys watch my video and you're like, "Yo, how did you know that?" It's yo, I'm tapped in and you're tapped in too. You're able to watch this channel. You're just as tapped in as me. You're able to watch this channel. You're able to grasp these concepts. You're able to understand what it is what it is we discuss on here. So, yo, I'm not sure if anybody's out there possibly doubting some things that they know, doubting some things that they've experienced before, or some things that popped in their head. They're like, "Oh, nah, that couldn't be it. That's it. That's it." I'm telling you, you are tapped in. You're spiritual. Everybody else is asleep. You see certain things that they don't see. All right, they're getting pumped with fear and getting pumped with things from the television, and they're focused on mundane things and focused on things that really don't they shouldn't be focused on. Like they wouldn't the people who click off of this video is really not meant for them, unfortunately. People who can't understand what we discuss on this channel is just not meant for them. And it's really not, unfortunately, because they're probably a perp. They're probably a perpetrator. And if they're not a perpetrator, they're being used. All right, they're being used in some kind of way. And a lot of these people who like do certain things like stalking and things like that, they're the lowest level of the elite. They're a part of the elite, but they're the lowest level. That's how do you, man, they can, this is why they can get away with the things that they get away with. And this is why the authorities and people in certain fraternal orders will work with them and pick their side. You think it's like a spirit kind of thing. It is spiritual nonetheless, but they are all connected from the highest to the low. These people are all connected from the highest of them to the middle of them to the lowest of them. And that's why they know that they can stalk, harass, bother, and do certain things without any repercussion. And when you go to react, when you go to do what it is you need to do to handle the situation the way you want to handle it, that's why it's no mercy for you, because they're all tapped in. The person you attack knows the judge. The judge knows whoever else. The person who you end up possibly attacking because they did something to you or they made you react. They caused you to, and this person may have even started it. Here's the thing: they will even start trouble to where they will call it you attack them, but it's really you standing up for yourself and defending yourself. They'll cause you to defend yourself and make it seem like you attack somebody, knowing that they were stalking you, knowing that they were harassing you, knowing that they were pretty much bullying you and putting you in a situation to where, I have to stand up for myself now. You'll try to talk to them about something and they'll turn it into a fight because they're possessed by something. All right, from the highest of the high to the lowest of the low, they allow themselves to be open for this possession. They allow themselves to be taken over by these demons. And bodies, they allow it to happen. They want to feel powerful. They're already on this side because they're in the matrix and they're a low vibrational being. People on a high vibration is just certain things that you're not going to do and certain things that you're not into. All right, many are called, but few are chosen. You're chosen. And it's certain things that you're aware of and certain things that you see, and they're mad because you have the light. They can see that you have the light, and that light is also, not only is it your energy, not also is it not only is it that it's your glow, but it's also the information and the knowledge that you possess and the wisdom and the things that you're able to see and be able to make up are the things that you're able to take out of what's going on and what's happening around you. You're able to see these things. You're able to see the evil. You're able to see the corruption. You're able to see the wickedness. All right, you understand these things and you're able to put the pieces together and make sense of it. All right, you're able to put people on certain things, but the thing is, the people who aren't meant to get it, the people who are asleep, they're not going to be able to understand what it is you're trying to warn them about or tell them about because it's possibly them. And they're the one, and and when the people who you try to tell things to, you got to peep their behavior. They've probably been trying to keep it under wraps. They've probably been covert about it. They've probably been trying to hide it. But you, sooner or later, they're going to reveal themselves to you, and you're going to be able to see that it was them the whole entire time. A lot of the people that you will try to explain things to, and you'll bust a sweat and get upset and end up stressing and getting into heated arguments with, because you're trying to prove something that's happening to you, and they're telling you that it's not. A lot of the times, it's them. They are the ones that do these things to people. They are the ones that do the bothering. They are the ones that do the stalking. You may have just never even been aware of it. You may have just never even known that this person has been taking place in evil. All right, they're possibly in some kind of cult. All right, they're possibly in a cult. And the fact that you're able to see certain things, and the fact that you're not choosing to be evil, you're not choosing to be down with the cult, it says something about you. It says that you believe in God, and you have God in your life, and you have a good heart, you have a good spirit, and you have integrity, you have morals. All right, these people, they throw away their integrity, they throw away their morals for power. All right, they want power over people, and they follow suit. All right, and it's certain cults that they like to take they like to take people's peace away from them. They like to stress people out. They like to make people hate them, and to frustrate people, and to make people, they like to bring out the worst in people. If they're able to do that, it feeds them. It gives them some type of energy. It gives them a certain level of strength. It makes them feel powerful. It makes them feel good about themselves. All right. I know we've already discussed these things, but you already knew these things. And when you look up certain things, it's like, yo, I already knew that. When you go to do research on certain things, it's like, I was right. So sometimes if you don't have anything to validate you, and you're around people, you need to start doing, and you're trying to talk to people and get them to acknowledge and validate you on certain levels. You don't need them to validate you about anything. You need to start doing some research, and you need to start looking some things up for yourself, especially before they take this internet away or whatever they might possibly do. We rebuke that, all right, because we're using it for the purposes of good. All right, we rebuke that, we rebuke that, we rebuke that. All right, but in case anything might happen, you want to be able to know, you want to be armed up, you want to not be in the darkness. All right, thank God for the internet, because it's people out here using it for the right reasons. It's people out here using it for righteous reasons, and that's why they have CERN, because they want to spread more of that spirit into people. All right, these interdimensional beings, they want to be able to multiply and spread through people, through technology, and they want to be able to get into your body and inhabit you and possess you. All right, they want to be able to possess you through frequencies. They're in the binaural beats and things like that you like listening to, that put a calm over your spirit. It scares these entities away. If you're just ever chilling and you have a really strong anxiety or a really strong worry, one of these demons could be breathing down your neck. Or you possibly just got away from one, and now you got some leftover anxiety from being around them, because you were hit with some type of demonic energy, or that maybe they had some type of interdimensional EMF weapon, or some type of interdimensional uh, energy frequency beam or something like that. Who only God knows, man. But Satan has devices. All right, you can call it what you want. You could say somebody's using their imagination or what you want. But yo, Satan has devices, and you're not supposed to be ignorant of them, of him, his wickedness, his devices. Like, man, people that are driving around and people that are following you and things like that, they got something. It's deep, y'all. They really got something on them. It's deep. All right, so you knew a lot of this stuff already, but you didn't. You just the rabbit hole goes deep, and not to say you go down the rabbit hole or whatever, but you have to know certain things, and certain things, just by it happening to you, you're going to become aware of it, and you're going to make sense of it, and you're going to logically be able to put two and two together. On top of doing some research, you're really going to be on point. And it's like, once you start the research, you will realize that how on point you were before you even started doing research, and before you are even started learning things, and studying more, and learning and figuring things out more. You'll be like, yo, I already knew that. I already knew that. All right, it's because you're more gifted and tapped in than you could ever imagine. All right, God always prepares a table in the presence of thine enemies. All right, that table is your mind. That table is information. That table is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the things that are happening around you for you to be able to figure things out. There's people out here that aren't even real people. That girl on that airplane, she just didn't want to look crazy. She knew that was right. And the thing is, because she was Caucasian, and because she was Caucasian, it got more. She was a white woman. It got more airplay. All right, and because she was white, it got more airplay, and she didn't. Unfortunately, with the way things are set up as far as her, because she's white, people would have paid more attention to it. People would have because she was white, that stuff was about to get exposed. That girl, and excuse me if anybody is offended by that, I don't mean to be offensive with that. All right, but that white woman, she was going to end up having that stuff exposed. She was going to end up having that stuff exposed. All right, she had a pure spirit on her, and a pure mind, and a pure heart. She saw that stuff. Y'all know what I want to say. That white girl saw that stuff. She saw it. They are not real. They put that all over the news. Why? Because she's white. They gave it more airplay. What they were about to do to her is she had to come back, and she had to say it wasn't real, because they was going to take her to crazy town. Do you know how many people, because she's white and she spoke out, do you know how many people were going to harass her and stalk her and follow her and make her feel terrible about herself for exposing that? Those people on that aircraft, those people on them aircraft wasn't real. They were not real. No, the heck they weren't. They weren't real. That girl saw something that day, and it got to her so bad that she hopped on the phone and recorded her saying that they wasn't real. Did you see the fear in her? Did you see how frightened she was? But she had to denounce it, because they was going to take her to crazy town. People know what they see. God shows certain things to certain people. He showed something to her that day. The Spirit of God was working to her that day. She saw that. She saw that. They are not real. They're not real. She had to take that back, because they were going to take her to crazy town. People were going to start stalking her and following her and making and why do you think she took it back already? Probably because that's what was happening. And even if they were going to make her feel crazy about herself, and unfortunately, because she is white, all right, and it's more like establishments, and America's primarily, they have the a lot of white race people are, in power of things. You have the people who are in charge, and you also have white supremacists and things like that. And if she was to expose that, like any negative group, no matter what color they are, on a certain level, is inhabited with demons and demonic spirits. All right, it doesn't matter what the color is, it doesn't matter what the race is. There are certain groups on every level that are on a higher level, that are in some type of fraternal order, in some type of group, in some type of structure, all right, to where it's evil things that are taking place. And unfortunately, because these are these are the people who are in charge and in power right now, they was going to let her have it, and she had to take that back. And they put it on such a massive scale. It was on the freaking news. They put it on the news. They were going to take her to crazy town. She would have ended up losing her job. People would have her neighbors would have ended up looking at her like she was a nutcase. She would have had, every time she would have stepped out, they would have attacked that girl, and she might not have been able to withstand that pressure. They weren't real. All right, you're more gifted and tapped in than you know. You're able to see these things. God shows you somebody's not real, they ain't real. If you're a righteous person, you got the Spirit of God working in you. When He shows you something, you got to believe it. You're not tripping. You're not tripping. And that video got out for people to see. That video got out. All right, yeah. Once it's up, then it's stuck. That video got out. People saw how she felt. They saw how frightened she was. They saw how real that video was. There's no taking that back. The people who are aware, the people who know, the people who are gifted, the people who are tapped in, we know what that girl saw. She saw some, she saw some entities. She saw some demons in some people. And they weren't real people because they was possessed. There was something inhabiting their body, their mind, their spirit. They got taken over. And that's what the new world order is, but it's not of this world. It's a new world order of the rulers of darkness of this age. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, wickedness, the rulers of darkness of this age, evil and wickedness in high places. Evil and wickedness in high places. That's another dimension. High places. That's high places in the sense of what I just talked about as far as certain groups with the evil and the wickedness, and higher places as far as different realms, different different realms, different realities. People who are, they're interdimensional. They can hop from whatever dimension that they want to. And I mean, why do you think the scientists are studying these things? They're studying these things for people who have money, who are in higher places, wickedness in higher places, trying to tap into these entities so they could bring them here. They're trying to bring something here. CERN. What do you think all these tests and things are for? They know how to create a black hole. What do you think that was for? They're trying to tap in and bring things through, because it's certain evils that they can do, but it's certain evils that they can't do, and they're trying to bring through the things to be able to do the evil that they can't do. All right, they're working for the devil. They're on the side of wickedness and darkness, and they know that. And that girl saw that day. You're more gifted and tapped in than you could ever begin to imagine. All right. You know things you didn't even know. Able to make sense of things that people just write off as crazy. Oh, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to you, but it makes sense to you. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash that like button, smash the share button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out.